Expo. So I would love you to put your hands together and give a warm, wonderful welcome to Gail Thackray. And get ready. Can you, oh, great.
Thank you, Jack. And welcome to all of you. Wow, we have gone through the last year and a half of spiritual growth, right? Who here would like to be more intuitive? You want to be more, do you want to be more clairvoyant? More psychic? You want to be able to read people? Who wants to do more healing work? More that kind of intuition, right? Would it be nice just to know what people are really thinking? Who wants to do that? This lady has shaking head. She's like, no, I don't know if I really want to know that. How about spiritual enlightenment? Who wants spiritual enlightenment? Are you sure? Because spiritual enlightenment comes through a lot of hard lessons. So be careful what you ask for. All right, so people ask me, how did you get started? And I don't know if a lot of you really know this story, but I'm going to tell you a little story. So I was not really spiritual at all. I had a business which was far from spiritual. I actually had a sexy business where I used to license photos to magazines like Penthouse, which is something I revealed recently. So I had a business that was definitely not in the spiritual realms, and at this point, the internet had come, the internet was crashing, I was working 18 hours a day, and I was pretty much cheesed off with this. And I decided to go to an expo for the weekend, and it was like a health fair. So I go along, and I drag my mum along, and we go to this expo, and I'm not at all, I wouldn't call myself a spiritual being, though I believed in things. And we went to an event, and it was a psychic medium, kind of like a John Edwards, going around and picking people. And I thought she was really great, and I'm going, oh, pick me, pick me. I had lost someone, so I was really hoping that I was going to get some kind of a reading or a message. And she didn't pick us. But she was having a workshop. So I said, hey, Mom, we should sign up for the workshop because, you know, maybe she'll read us or something, right? So we sign up for this workshop. My mom says, what's it about? I'm like, I have no idea. Right? So we go to this workshop, and over the door is a sign that says how to become a medium. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't think we're going to be doing that, but, you know, hopefully she'll read us. And so the first thing we do is we have to do this exercise. And we do this kind of light meditation, and we're supposed to imagine that a spirit comes through. And the spirit comes through, and then we have to have this, like, communication with this spirit, and then it's for somebody in the room, right? So the first person gets up, and they're like, I feel somebody here. Somebody's here next to me. Could be a man, but it could be a woman. I think they're older, but maybe young. And there's people in the audience going, well, could it be my grandmother? Could it be my uncle, right? And so they're all guessing, right? So then it's my turn. And I'm like, I think I did this wrong. Can I have another go? Because I just made mine up. And she goes, well, just tell me what you got. I said, okay, all right. So mine's for this guy over here, and it's his Grand Pierre Marseille, and he's speaking French, but I can somehow understand him. And he's telling me that he had a scaffolding company. His dad took the scaffolding company. Then he was supposed to take the scaffolding company, but he became a pilot, and so he didn't do that. And he has a photo hanging in his room, and this is what it looks like, and these are things in his house, and this is what he does. And I'm a bit upset that he's a pilot and didn't continue. And so I'm baffling on, and then I say, okay, anybody get that? Did this guy get that? And this guy's freaking out. This guy's, oh my God, that's my grandfather's name. I am a pilot. I was supposed to take my dad's scaffolding company. I do have that photo. This is what I have. So he's freaking out. He's freaking out. I'm freaking out because I have no idea I've done this. And I'm like, well, I mean, he looks kind of French. You know, it was a lucky guess. I guess that's like a French name. I just made it up. It's just a guess, right? So then we're doing that all day. And then we to do this energy thing. We're to feel somebody's energy. And so this lady gets up, and I feel her energy, and I'm supposed to, like, put my hands over things. And then, again, I'm just making it up. Well, I'm feeling this cyst here on her breast, which was actually she was drinking too much Diet Coke and she had one removed. Now she's got another one, but it's not really that bad. But she's going to have that one removed. And then she's got a knee problem here and she had a surgery on her knee for this. And I'm going on and she goes, oh my God, I'm freaking out because I did. I had a cyst removed. I was drinking too much Diet Coke. I didn't know why that's it. And I'm freaking out. She's freaking out. And I'm still thinking, I think it was a lucky guess, right? I think I made this up. So I go home that night, and this is like insomnia on steroids. It's like I opened a door, and they're all standing there. We got one that can hear us. Okay, I need you to tell my daughter this. You need to give her that message. No. Hey, I need you to tell my son. He needs a message. And these people are coming all night long, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just overthinking, right? So I get up in the morning, and I'm thinking, all right, that was just my overthinking, right? But now I can't really focus on normal things. So I try to put my pants on, try to get dressed. I'm trying to put 2 legs in one pant. I can't drive the car. I am completely loony. And I get there, and okay, I have a message for you, and this is that, and they're freaking out, and I have a message for you, and they're freaking out, and I have a message for you. Now, how do we turn this off? Right? Because you can't live like this. And so I had to go through a period of figuring out how to turn that off. So what happened to me? Because I was not psychic. How did this happen? Well, I looked back, and a couple of weeks earlier, my auntie had come over from England, and my auntie is a Reiki master. How many of you have done some kind of energy healing, Reiki? Okay, so my auntie had done this, and again, I wasn't very spiritual, but she came for a trip, and she said, I'm going to give you your Reiki level 1. And I said, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'd like to do that, right? So she explained to me, and she kind of gave me a private lesson on what it was all about. And then she said, I'm going to do this attunement. I'm going to tap these sacred symbols into your chakras, and you'll probably feel it. You'll feel like tingling and stuff, right? So she does this, and she puts these sacred symbols in, and she taps them in my palms and my chakras, and she says, okay, does it make you feel tingly? Did you feel it? And I'm like, I didn't really feel anything. But then when I started working on people, I put my hands over their body, and they go, oh, your hand's so hot. That's so warm. And, oh, my hip feels great now. I've had a really painful hip, but now that feels great. And I'm thinking, is this just like wishful thinking? It's just them? Because, I'm not feeling anything here, right? So what was going on? Well, obviously, we all have these abilities. We can all tap in. We all have healing abilities. We all have psychic abilities. When my auntie came and she did this Reiki activation, it definitely tapped in and allowed me to connect with that. But why didn't I feel it? Well, I didn't feel it because I'm more clairaudient, which means I get messages. Some of you are clairaudient like me. You don't feel it so much, right? So this guy here, over there, you're more clairaudient. You hear things. That gentleman, this gentleman here, that lady, right? Some of us are more clairaudient, and so we get messages. Some of us are more clairvoyant. Who actually sees things? You actually see things. This lady here is clairvoyant. Who actually sees things? Could be auras, colors, right? The lady over there in the turquoise, you see things. You used to do a lot more when you were younger, and then you kind of blocked it, right? So if you're clairvoyant, that's what we think when you're psychic and you can see images of people. Anybody actually seen a ghost? Yeah? Well, if I saw a ghost standing in front of me, I would be screaming, running the other way. Right? Those of you who are clairvoyant, that is probably the rarest of all the senses, because you're actually seeing and visualizing. So mostly when we talk about clairvoyance, we're actually talking about seeing it in your mind's eye, visualizing something, you're not actually physically seeing. You might see it in a reflection. You see it in the corner of your eye. You see it in your mind's eye. But you don't normally see it manifested right in front of you. You might see it in that space where you're about to wake up or about to go to sleep. That's when you are in that state where you can mostly connect with spirit. How many of you have experienced that, where you've experienced phenomena right as you're going to sleep or right as you're waking up? Because that's when you are most susceptible to be able to get those spirit communications. If you're clairaudience, you get messages, and that's a ringing in your ear sometimes is a sign that you're not paying attention. So now, there's a couple of you get that ringing in your ear. Who's getting the ringing? That gentleman over there getting it pretty strong, this lady here. Who's getting that ringing? And the reason I say your right ear is because our more sensitive psychic side is usually our right side. Sometimes if you're left-handed, it might be your left, but usually it's your right side. So it's usually something on your right side. And if you've got ringing in your ear, it's often they're trying to get a message through. They're like, hey, we're trying to talk to you. You're not listening to us. You're not paying attention. Right? So clairaudience, it's not like somebody's talking to you. It's not like somebody's going, hey, you need to do this, right? It's not like this voice in your head that you physically hear. It's more like a thought. It's like a thought just pops into your mind. And so when a thought just pops into your mind, you think it's your own thought, but it's not your own thought. Okay, so I go to this event, and obviously we all have these abilities. I had just suddenly tapped into those abilities. Some people, they work at it and it's more gradual. And for others of you, like me, it's just like you open a door and it's right there. Right? And then there's other people who are psychically sensitive. Oh, you poor souls. Those of you who are super psychically sensitive, clairsentient, we call it. This lady here, this lady here, this lady here, lady on the end, right? This gentleman here. So the ones of you who are psychically sensitive, people come up to you all the time, right? They come up and they're like, oh, I just need to tell you this, and I feel like I can really talk to you. Do you do customer service or something for a living? What do you help a lot of people? Why are you always talking to people? She's a teacher, okay? This lady here, what do you do for a living? Do you talk to a lot of people? She experiences a lot of psychic energy. She knows she does it already, right? Who has family members, when they go to family events, they feel drained? This lady here, yeah? Yeah? Right? Everybody wants to talk to you. Everybody wants to share all the drama, right? Okay. Who isn't actually does healing work? Do you do healing work? You do a little bit? Yes, you're a natural healer, right? You take too much on. Have you been a caregiver for somebody? Have you been a caregiver for somebody? Who are you caregiving for? Everybody, yeah. But there's some particular people that you've actually done some caregiving. One had a bad right hip, and so now you're feeling it. Did you know that? Yeah. Yeah, her right hip hurts, right? Okay, so what I'm picking up is that energy off her, but it's not really hers. It's because she has taken that on from somebody else. So sometimes the energy from other people sits in your energy field and can cause you problems, right? So we have our own stuff that's going on. We have our own learning lessons, our own health issues. Really want to take on other people's stuff? No. Right? So how many of you want to be more intuitive, more psychic, and tap into that world? Right? Would you like to take on everybody's problems? No. All right. So the one thing we need to do is we need to make sure that we protect ourselves when we're doing any kind of healing work, when we're doing any kind of tapping in psychically. Right? So what happened to me that day was that I had these abilities I didn't know. And for me, when I tried to do this, I mean, how many times do you just kind of go, I'm going to try to bring in a spirit to talk to me, right? It's not something you would normally do in your business life. Well, I'm just going to do this exercise and see if I can talk to a spirit from my friend here, right? You might try to connect to your own spirits, But often we're then, even if we connect, we're not sure, we question it, right? So how many have got a loved one that's passed that you've either tried to communicate with or you have communicated with, right? And for this lady over here, yeah, you. Somebody comes through to you in dreams, right? Did you get a visit recently in a dream? Yes. People come through in dreams sometimes when that's a way they can get through to us, because they can't get through to us when we're awake because we're constantly blocking it, we don't believe it. And so sometimes people will come through to us in a dream and it feels more real. It's a visit. How many of you had that similar experience? Right? You've had a loved one come through. When a loved one comes through in a dream and it feels very real, it's actually them coming through and talking to you in a way that you're not going to freak out. Just as if I saw a ghost, I'd run screaming, right? So some of you, even if they came and communicated with you, you don't always believe it. So if they come through in a dream, then you can accept that a little bit more. All right, so I didn't feel it. I didn't know that it was happening. I felt like I was making it up because I'm clairaudient. So when I get messages, it's going to come through like a thought. Now, we all get a bit of everything. So we're all a bit clairaudient. We all get messages through thought. We're all a bit clairvoyant. We all can see things in our mind's eye, perhaps, but we can all see a little bit. And we're all sensitive. Some people are more sensitive than others. That is not always a good thing. We can get gut feelings about things. That's about being psychically sensitive and having a gut feeling. Who has gut feelings? Yeah? You ever have a good gut feeling? Occasionally. Yeah, that's a good feeling. But how many times do you have a bad gut feeling? Like, ooh, yeah, right? So that's your psychic abilities telling you just beware. Right? So when I first did this, mine was mostly clairaudient, which meant that I just thought it was my imagination. I thought I was making it up. How did I know I wasn't making it up? Was because other people would give me feedback. That's, other than that, I wouldn't know, right? So if you're doing it for yourself and your own loved ones, you constantly question yourself. Well, is this real? Am I really hearing that? Or is this my imagination? Right? So when we pass and go to the other side, we go through the tunnel, we go to the white light. I would say, 99.9% of all your loved ones, they're going to go through the light. Occasionally, they hang around a little bit longer, what we call earthbound, and that's just because they're still very attached to something that they've not finished. There's a feeling and they want to be around here, but mostly they go to the white light. So when we ask to communicate with spirit, we're not communicating with lower negative energies. We're not communicating with people that have not gone to the white light. These are people that go to the white light and they have to come back into our energy field in order we can communicate with them, right? So loved ones, angels, guides are on a higher frequency. They're there, we just don't see them because we're on this lower dense frequency. They're on this higher frequency, right? So to connect with a spirit on the other side or an angel or a guide, we need to raise our vibrational frequency. Sometimes we do that naturally when we're half asleep, half awake, when we're meditating, when we're just, might not be a specific meditation, but it might be like you're just relaxing in the garden, you're not really thinking, you're out of your mind, right? When you're not concentrating, and you're in that frequency and you can raise your vibration, that's when we can connect. In order to connect with spirit, our vibration has to go up. They have to actually lower their vibration to come into our energy field. When we try too hard, so I'm going to have you doing some work today. Are you up for that? Are you up for trying to see how psychic you are? See if we can do that? When you try too hard and you're like, I'm gonna bring somebody in right now, I'm trying real hard, right? That's actually blocking it because you're actually in your mind. When you're going, I can't do this, I want to do this, but I don't know, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, I'm blocked, you know. That's all that's very physical thinking. When you're thinking and in your mind thinking, you're not in that energy field, so you're actually causing yourself to not be able to do it. So I'm going to ask you to try to do one thing today for me, and that is I want you to relax and have fun. Can you do that? No pressure today, right? We're going to just play around and we're going to have a go, and you're not going to put pressure on, I've got to be psychic, I've got to do it. We're just going to say, if I get it, I get it. We'll see what happens, right? So you may get it today, you may not get it today, you may get it later. I want you just to have fun. Agreed? Can we do that? Okay, so that was my journey. I had to learn to switch it on and off, because obviously I'd gotten myself into a place that I had opened this door. And it's like when you open the door, they're like, hey, she can hear us. We got somebody. You know, it's like they're waiting to talk to us, but we're not always receptive. So when you get into that space, then you can allow that energy and that frequency to come in. But we can't be in that space all the time, right? So if we raise our vibration to a level where we can really be intuitive and communicate with spirits, we're a little bit out there, right? We're a little bit freaky, you know? We're out of our mind a little bit, and you can't do things like make good decisions. So don't think that you are going to be at the supermarket shopping, you're going to be on the phone, you're going to be in your business, on your computer, and also be in that realm that you can communicate with spirit at the same time, right? So you have to learn to switch it on and switch it off. So when we open you up today and we get you really psychic and we get you communicating, we're going to also show you how to switch it off. Otherwise, you're going to be walking around out of here, around the expo, going, oh, I have a message for you, a message for you. And then you're going to go to the supermarket. Hey, can I give you a message? Right? So we don't want to be in that open realm all the time because we have physical things to do, and we can't live like that. Right? So I wish I could just be as strong as I was that first day and just give you all amazing messages, but honestly, I couldn't be here and speak to you at the same time. And so I have met a couple of psychics that are absolutely amazing, but they're out of their mind, and they've actually gone crazy doing it. So you have to learn to switch it on and switch it off. We're here for physical experience. We're here with our own life lessons. We need to also honor that part of our life, be in our physical, be present, be in our work mode, be in our taking care of our children. So when we're doing that, we need to be in that focus mode. So when you need to be in the spiritual, it's a different thing. How many of you have had this experience where you're having experiences that you don't really want, or you've got things coming through or waking you up in the middle of the night? How many have got experiences like that? Okay, where you've maybe opened yourself up a little bit, you've got a taste of it, and now they come when you don't want it, right? So you've got to also be strict and say, I am only doing this at this time. So if you've got spirits, sometimes when you learn to be psychic and you open up, like, hey, we got one, we're coming through. So you have to be very strict and say, okay, no, this is the time I go to sleep. You can come between 7 and 8. You can come during Gail's workshop between 12 and 1. But after that, don't be waking me up all night because I got stuff to do, right? So when we're talking about mediumship, we're talking about connecting with people that have passed on the other side for yourself, and perhaps doing it professionally, reading for friends. Who would like to be able to do that, to be able to contact people for other people, right? It's fun. It's beautiful. It's actually a very lovely experience. So when you get to that point where a spirit is coming through, there's actually a most magical feeling. Because imagine they're up there on this higher realm, and and you bring your energy to that point, and when you connect in, there's like a drop in, there's like a feeling, there's like a connection that happens, and it's this most magical, beautiful feeling. So even if that person was not a very nice person when they were alive, even if that you don't know this person, it's for a friend, you'll get this wonderful, beautiful feeling of love when you connect in. And it's definitely kind of like a drop-in, right? So one of the things that I have found, which, by the way, I had to teach myself how to turn it on and off so that I wasn't going around being nuts. And before I learned that, I would do all kinds of things, like be driving along, and then I'd end up jumping time and space, and I'd be an hour somewhere else in another place, and I lost my mind, and my kids would say, "You forgot to pick us up from school today," right? So I had to learn how to ground myself. So we're gonna ground ourselves and make sure that once we've done this work, we are grounded. And then we're going to raise our vibration to such a level that hopefully we can tap in and that we can get to that place that we can communicate. But when we've done, we're going to bring ourselves back down. We're going to ground ourselves. Most people have the most difficulty getting up there, and they're pretty good about bringing themselves back down. But sometimes you might have a difficulty grounding yourself. So if you ever feel kind of spacey when you've done this work, you quickly just put your feet on the ground, sit yourself in the chair. Let's just do that now. And we'll just feel that energy coming down through your body and feel yourself connected to Mother Earth. So feel like you've got an energy comes down through your crown, through your body, and down through your feet into the ground, connecting yourself to Mother Earth and grounding you. And also, before we start any kind of spiritual work, we talked about we don't want to invite in anybody else's negative energy. We don't want anything negative around us to affect us. So let's just set that energy for now, just to make sure that we're completely protected. So this is what you would do before you do any kind of spiritual work. I want you to imagine that you're in a bubble of white light. So just put that bubble of white light all around you. And just imagine that now. Some of you who are more clair-sensitive, you want to feel that bubble around you. Others, you might just visualize it. And it is as simple as you and your intention. I'm putting a bubble of white light around me. You can say it's God protecting me. You can say it's angels protecting me. Whatever resonates with you, you put that bubble of white light around you. And just imagine that within that white light is your energy field, and anything that tries to come close to you that's of a negative energy is just going to bounce right off you, and it's not going to affect you. So you're going to call in that energy, put your bubble of white light, and you're going to ask your guides, your masters, and who you resonate with. I'm protected by the angels, I'm protected by God, by Buddha, whatever makes sense to you. Okay, bring yourself back around. And that's as simple as that, but we just forget to do that. All right, so when we communicate with a spirit from the other side, we raise our vibration, and they have to bring their energy down until we can communicate, and we hold that energy level in a frequency where we can relate and hear messages. Now, to me, it's a one-way street. Right, so I've heard people say, well, you want to connect with your mother, come to me and I'll call in your mother and we'll talk to her, right? Well, to me, that's not really possible. It's a one-way street. You open it up, you get into that vibration, and you just have to be open to whoever wants to come. And it might be the mother that they want to talk to, but it could be anyone, right? And they're going to give you the messages. And you're going to bring in that message and feel that message and get that energy and get that feeling. You can ask them questions, but it's not a two-way dialogue. It's not like a telephone call, right? And they can only hold that energy for a minute or two at the most. So somebody says, I'm going to bring in your mother and we're going to talk to her for half an hour or an hour. To me, that's not possible. They come in, there's a feeling, there's a connection. You feel it when they drop in. You feel that energy come in, so you kind of feel it in your body, and you can hold it for a little bit, and then it's just like they start to drift away, and you can't hold that energy anymore, and you see if you can bring in somebody else. So that's what we call mediumship. But then we also have guides. Anybody know about their guides? Anybody met their guides? Right? Well, we all have a spirit guide. So we all have a person that is with us. They are born with us. So it's not like your mother passes away and now she's your guide and she's watching over you. So she's with you when you go to the bathroom, when you got your boyfriend home. No, they're not spying on us, right? So your loved ones can come through. They come through when we think about them, when we've got those memories of them, we're thinking about them, they'll come through, or we ask them to come through, but they're not spying on you. They're not coming through all the time. But we've got a guide, which is our spirit guide, that is a highly developed being. They've had many incarnations. They've had a human incarnation in order to be your spirit guide. They are worldly wise, and they're with you. They're your partner, right? So that person is born with us, and that is our guide throughout life. So when you get intuition, when you think, oh, that was good, and a really great thought, right? I'm brilliant, right? Well, it's actually usually your spirit guide, right? So our spirit guides are there when we need advice, but they're not allowed to interfere. So when you've got things going on, maybe you've got something in your job, your career, and you're having difficulty with it, and you've got this problem and that problem, your spirit guide's like, if you just ask, right? She's kind of banging her head against the wall, but, she hasn't asked, so I'm not allowed to interfere, right? When we ask, they'll start opening doors for us. And even when they open the doors for us, often we walk past those doors because, we're oblivious. So they'll say they'll open 10 doors before, we actually find the 11th door and walk through it. So we have guides there. We just don't always make use of them. And plus, we've got our own learning lessons, right? Why do we have difficulties? So as we've got these difficulties, whether it's a relationship issue, a family issue, a business issue, we're having these difficulties because there's some kind of learning lesson. So we can ask our guides for help, and they will help us. But if we don't ask, that's okay. We're just going through that human experience, having those learning lessons. So they're like, I don't want to interfere. Maybe they want a bit more abuse. She wants to have that crappy relationship a little bit longer, okay, right? And when we ask, they'll give us advice. All right, so our spirit guides, they know us really well. They know how to communicate with us. They know how you best receive messages, right? They know you intimately. So they can communicate with us much more easily. So when we want to talk to our spirit guides, they're there, right, with us. Yeah, we've got to raise our energy a little bit more to get clearer, but they're right there, right? So to talk to your spirit guides is actually a lot easier. And that's why you'll hear people say there are mediums who are psychics, but there's no psychics that are mediums. In other words, being a medium, being able to connect at that highest level, being able to communicate with spirits, is this higher energy. It's more difficult. And being able to connect with spirit guides is a little bit easier. So connecting with spirit guides. So if you go to a psychic and they're going to read your cards and they're going to tell you about your career, they're talking to their guide, not your guide. The two guides might have a little conversation about you, but you're talking to your guides who know you very well. And so they can easily direct that. And plus, would you really want your loved one in spirit directing your career, right? You really want your Father in spirit directing your relationship right now and how that should go, or telling you about business, right? So would you like to be able to be a medium and a psychic today? Yes? Okay, so I think I'm going to throw you in the deep end and have you have a go at doing the top, right? You want to do that? Right? Okay, so what I'm going to do today is to try to raise your energy level to be able to connect to spirits, and to be able to connect to your guides and get more day-to-day advice as well. All right. Got any questions so far? Okay, good. Now, when you're in this energy space, this is also a great place to be if you're doing healing. Who's here doing some kind of natural healing, energy healing? Okay, so you're going to the same place for all the same things. It's not like, I go over here And I do this to talk to spirit guides. I go over here if I want to talk to my animal guides. I'm going to go here if I want to do reading tarot. And I'm going to do healing over here. It's all the same thing. So when you're doing healing work, you're channeling healing energy from that same place. So if you can get yourself into that same higher intuition, then you can get that healing energy channeling through you. And what I like to teach in healing is not just actually running the energy and doing the healing, because you're not doing the healing. It's actually the guides that are doing the healing. But if you can also get messages from those guides, get messages from the spirits to tell you like what is going on and to give you the messages. So how many of you do healing work and would like to actually get messages from spirit? Okay, so this what I'm going to show you is going to work for all of it. And like I said today, the one thing you've got to do is don't take it too serious. Don't be trying too hard. Don't be judging yourself. Just go, I'm just going to have a go, right? We're going to promise to do that? Yes. Yay. Give yourself a round of applause just for being here. And I tell you, the spirits are here, very excited to be working with you, because it's like they've been waiting probably 10 years for you to be here and have a go at doing this. And what we're learning today is you open up a little bit and then you'll go home and they'll continue to work on that. So the first thing I want to do is I would like to activate your third eye, raise your energy field, get you up to that vibration, and then let's see how psychic we are. Want to do that? Yeah. Fantastic. Do we happen to get any crystals? Oh, okay. Can we quickly try to circulate those? So maybe go to the end of each aisle, pass out a handful, and they can pass them down the aisle themselves. Maybe you and Dean can take one half of the room, take the other. While you're doing it, everybody's got a index card, right? Yeah. Okay, so first I want you to write your name and your email, your energy print, and also we're going to win some free stuff. Who would like to win some free stuff? Yay! So make sure I can actually read your name and your email, and that way you can win some free stuff. And then I want you to think about what's the special gift you would like to get out of this today. And you can write that on your card. So I'm going to take these cards at the end. We're going to win some free stuff. But I'm also going to put them in my prayer altar and ask Spirit to work on that a little bit. So I want you to put, like, if there's something special, a request that you'd like, put it down on the back of your card. So this would be like, I want to be a psychic professionally. I want to be a healer. I want to connect with my mother. I want to be able to do energy work. I just want more intuition for my business. I want to answer this question that's been happening. I want to be on my soul purpose. Whatever is your intention, let's put that down on the card. We will collect the cards up at the very end of the session today, but just write down for now your name and your email and your intention. And I'm passing around some little crystals. These came from a sacred waterfall, and they're blessed. And so I'm just using these. You know, crystals have energy. And so if you connect them, if you put them over your heart chakra, some of you are super psychically sensitive, might feel the energy. You might feel the energy in your heart chakra. So if you put them over your heart, you may feel it. Some of you may not feel anything, probably because you're more clairaudient. But we're going to use these to connect us, particularly with this sacred waterfall in Brazil. So hopefully you'll get a crystal coming around, and now you've put your intention on your card with your name and your email. And then put your hand up if you need a crystal or a card, so we can see. Keep your hand up so we can see what you haven't got. And in a minute, we're going to get some music, and we're going to do. I'm going to guide you through a meditation to raise your energy field. All right, put your hand up if you still have not got a crystal or you need a piece of paper. I did give out index cards, but any piece of paper will do. And you can write your name and your email and then your intention. And then you can put your stuff down. You're going to put your feet uncrossed on the ground. You can put your index card down on the floor for a minute. You're going to get yourself nice and ready. If you're still missing a crystal, put your hand up. Somebody will come around. Still need something. All right, get yourself nice and relaxed. Put all your stuff down. Uncross everything because we want the energy to be able to run through you. And can we have some meditation music, please? All right, so first we put that bubble of white light all around us. So put a bubble of white light. Just imagine a bubble of white light all around you. Make that very real. Feel it if you're clairsentient. Clairsentient is in your solar plexus. That's just under your diaphragm. So let's make sure that that is protected. Put white light all around you. And let's feel that white light coming down over your head and your shoulders. And as that white light comes down, you're feeling more and more relaxed. We want to go deeper and deeper into your subconscious. Bring that white light over your shoulders, down your arms. This is a feeling of love. This is white light from divine source coming down over your body, over your hips and your thighs. Coming down over your legs, coming all the way down to the ground, more and more relaxed. Holding that crystal over your heart, take that crystal and put that over your heart and just tune into that and see if you feel that feeling. Now, the easiest way to raise your vibration and to get into that higher realm is to connect with someone you loved in spirit. So I want you to think of somebody in spirit that you love, that you've lost. Somebody in spirit. If you don't have anybody in spirit that you feel that closely connected to, you can think about somebody at home, or you can even have an animal, a pet in spirit. And I want you to think of that person or that pet. And I want you just to think about them and connect through love here. So I want you to think about a time that you were together. Think about a time that you were here and you were together with that person. And think about a happy memory. And really go into that deep memory. Where were you and what did it feel like? What did they say? And what was happening? But really go into that memory of what did you hear? What did you feel? What did you sense? What did you smell? Put yourself into that situation with them, that happy memory. Think about them. And then just say, if they were here right now today, sitting next to me, sitting right here next to me on my right-hand side, if they were here today, what would they say to me? And what would I like to tell them? What would I say to them? What would I share with them? And don't just say it, but feel it. Feel that love between you and them. Hold their hand and tell them how much you love them. Tell them, even though they're not here, how strong that feeling of love, that connection, that bond is still there between the two of you. And feel it. And sense when they give you that feeling back, when they share with you, feel the feeling of love that they're sharing with you. And as you feel this and as you experience this, allow yourself to feel that immense feeling of love. When you are feeling love from this person on the other side, they are really there with you. They come through this energy of love. They come close to you, and they're really feeling and experiencing this. And as you feel that deep inside your energy, deep inside your soul, you're feeling this amazing feeling of love. This is when you are connecting. Now we're going to raise our vibration using that feeling of love. Take some deep breaths and let's raise our vibration. Taking that deep breath. And as you've taken that breath, raise your vibration. Visualize yourself getting lighter, lighter, faster. Bring in deep breath. And as you're taking that deep breath of energy, feel yourself floating. Your energy's getting higher and lighter, and you're actually floating up a little bit out of your chair. Feel your body getting a little lighter, a little higher. Your energy's faster. And you're taking the hand of your loved one, and just imagine that you're going up. You're going higher and higher. You're lifting up. You're going up there. You're going up towards the sky. You're with your loved one, feeling that immense feeling of love. Every breath. As you breathe in, you're raising your vibration, getting higher and higher until you visualize yourself up, leaving up side, up through this room, and you're up there, surrounded by clouds. You're up there in this beautiful heavenly space, and you're up there in your own meditation space. I want you to create this. So imagine there's a door in front of you. You walk inside, and inside is a beautiful room. You feel loved. You feel cozy here. Give yourself a nice bed, a nice comfy couch, a beautiful view. Could be open with a view of waterfalls or the ocean or the country. And what does it smell like? Fill the room with art, with crystals, with flowers. And just imagine you're in this room with your loved one and this feeling, this cozy, beautiful feeling. And as you're sitting in this room, you may notice you've got other loved ones coming in. Go ahead and invite them. Who else wants to come in? And you may see other loved ones coming in, and they usually come one at a time. They usually come in on your right hand side. They'll come in and they'll sit with you, and they'll just hold you. Maybe they have a little message, or maybe they just come to say, I love you. You also have a guide. Ask your guide to come in. Your guide is a person you may or may not have seen before. Some of you may just get a sense, a feeling of them. Some of you may visualize them. Some of you may just get a sense of their personality. That is your guide that's always with you. So I want you to just say thank you. Thank you for being here through my life and supporting me, and help me to communicate more deeply with you, to be able to have that connection. Some of you may feel your angels. We have a guide, but we also have angels. Angels usually come in behind you. So you may feel your angels standing behind you. We each have our own guardian angels, like this beautiful, loving light. They're there for love and protection. And you may have animals that have passed that are also. So I just want to, in this room, invite in any beautiful spirits, loved ones. This is your team. You have a whole team up there that are there supporting you. They're watching you. You're still here in this human existence as a front runner, but you have this whole team that's loving you and supporting you that you can call on. And you may also find healing guides. Just tune into that feeling of love and how amazing that is. But it is time to come back down and be grounded again. So we're going to leave this room knowing that these loved ones are here. We can come back at any time, but we're going to have a more physical experience now. So we're going to lower our vibrational energy. Just slow your vibration. You're going to leave the room. You're going to lower your energy. Feel yourself floating back down, getting a little bit more solid, slowing your energy. As you breathe out, your energy lowers. You slow your energy. You lower your energy, floating back down to earth. As you float back down to earth, you don't feel that connection with your loved one as strong. They're there, but you just don't feel it as strong. So you gently, gently float back down until you find yourself back in your chair. Feel your butt on the ground. Feel your butt on the chair. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel yourself back in your chair. and then gently open your eyes. And thank you for the music. We can turn the music off. Thank you. Did you love that? Thank you. Thanks for the applause. I like that. Okay, stand up and shake it off. Did you guys feel it? Yeah. All right, wonderful. So, we're ready to test and see how psychic we are? Okay, have a seat. We're going to pick a partner. So turn to the person next to you. It can be somebody you've never seen before. If you've come with somebody, you want to maybe choose somebody different. That's great. If you are kind of an odd one out on that row, see if there's somebody behind you. So turn to the person next to you, find a partner. And then if you don't have a partner, put your hand up and let's do some musical chairs and move around. So this gentleman doesn't have a partner, put your hand up. There's a lady, if you want to stand up. There's a lady at the back, you want to come forward? The lady in the white t-shirt at the back. So put your hand up if you do not have a partner. There you go. You can go with this gentleman over here. Right? May meet the love of your life here. Okay, who's our singles? Who's left? Who can we patch up? There you go. Right, so everybody's got somebody they're going to work with. All right, so we're going to test ourselves and see how psychic we are. Yeah? And we're going to have fun. So you can position yourself so you can kind of face your partner if you can a little bit. One of us is going to be the psychic, and one of us is going to be the client. So decide who's going to go first and who's going to go second. We're each going to have a go, so it doesn't matter. All right, now the one who is the client, we're going to give your partner, the psychic, some object of yours. So it could be a watch or something they're wearing, piece of jewelry, pair of glasses, anything you like. Just to give them something to take a feel of your energy. So give them that Rolex watch. See you in the back later. We'll collect our goodies. Okay. All right, so we've decided who's going to be the psychic first, and you have some object from your person. And what we're going to do is we're going to have fun. We're going to see how psychic you are. And the client, you're just going to relax, right? And I am going to, talk you through, and we're going to throw you in the deep end. Do you want to go in the deep end? Right? We're going to see if we have some actual loved ones, some mediumship that comes through. But we're also going to talk with your guides on something more practical. So I want your client to give you one question. So the client, go ahead and tell them one question that you have. Like, I'd like to know about something grounded. Like, I'd like to know about my career, my love life. So you can say, hey, I've been... I'm having a difficulty right now with my girlfriend. Can you give me some advice on that? I'm wondering if I should switch jobs right now. I'm not sure what my sole purpose is. Am I going to get this money from this thing that I'm doing? Am I going to get some more commission? Whatever it is, right? So everybody's got a question. You've given it to your psychic. Okay, did you share? Okay, we ready? All right, so at first, I'm going to talk you through it. You're going to be quiet. And I'm going to be working with just the psychic. And then I'm going to allow you to share quietly, and then the clients can give a little feedback. So for starters, we're not going to be talking. Clients, you're just going to relax, close your eyes, and just enjoy for a minute. Okay, now psychics, uncross your arms and your legs. Now, we would have done an opening like we just did. We would have done a meditation. We would have connected ourselves into that realm earlier today, right? So you've just done that. Now your client walks in. We don't need to do a whole big connection, but we are still going to do a little bit of a connection. So psychics, in your mind, and I like to close my eyes. It's easier. If you want to keep your eyes open, that's okay. All right, so psychics, I want you to imagine your bubble of white light all around you. And then we're just going to quickly raise your vibration to bring your energy field up. So I want you just to imagine first a loved one next to you. See if you can quickly feel that love, that connection with your loved one. And then we're going to ask to raise your vibration. Now, those of you who've done Reiki, you might want to tap in when you do your symbols, so you tap on your crown. If not, and you like this way of activating, you can do this too. So let's go ahead and do that. So psychics, tap 3 times on your crown, on the top of your head. And then tap 3 times on your left hand in the center of your palm, and tap 3 times on your right hand. And then put your hands out and just say, okay, I would like to communicate now with my guides. Take a few deep breaths. Raise your vibration. So as you take those deep breaths in, you're raising your energy field, you're raising your vibration, you're visualizing yourself going up, up, up. And as you do, you're going to start to visualize yourself up there. And we're going to ask and invite any loved ones that want to come in for your clients. So we're just going to say, is there any loved ones that want to come in for my clients? So clients, you're just going to stay there quiet right now. The psychics, you're just asking if there's anybody wants to come in for my client. And then just see if somebody steps forward. It will be one person at a time. So just imagine that somebody's coming in for your client. They come into your energy field, usually from the right, and ask if they can come in. Sometimes you'll feel that connection. You'll feel the personality. And just see if you can feel that person's personality. Try to visualize them in your mind's eye. You may feel like you're making up, you're imagining it. And just try to see that person. Don't try to see them all at once. You may be shown a certain specific thing. So you may be shown like a feature of them, like their hair is very blonde hair, or they're very tall and skinny, or they walk a little odd, or something else about their person. You want to see, can I see that person? Can I visualize that person? Can I feel them? And then I want you to say, is there any particular message or thing I should share for the person I'm reading? So just ask, is there any particular message I should share? And just see if something comes to mind. It's a one-way street, so you're just kind of being open. You're talking, the psychic's talking by yourself to this spirit to see if there's any kind of message coming through. And you can also ask that spirit, how did you pass? And you may get a feeling in your body, like you may get a feeling like a tightening around your heart. That might be a heart attack. You may feel like you're dizzy, you're falling down. That could be a sign of a stroke. You may feel like it's a quick, sudden, or you may feel like you have an illness in some part of your body. So you can ask, how did I pass? Right? And then let's ask also your guide. So the psychic, you're going to ask your spirit guide to come into your energy field. That's your guide coming in. You may see them, you may not. And just ask if they can answer that question for your client, the thing that they asked about that was more of their grounded thing. So see if you can communicate with your spirit guide and ask, is there any information I can give them? Right, now we're going to try to hold that energy, but here's the difficult thing. You're now going to quietly discuss this with your client while trying to hold that energy and keep tapping in. So go ahead and share with your client. Quietly whisper to your client what you got. Did you get anybody? What did they look like? So go ahead and share. Tell your client what you experienced. If you got somebody, what that was. And did you get a message about their spirit? Okay, finish up, because then we're going to switch roles. So go ahead and finish up what you're thinking. And then psychics, we need to ground ourselves. So make sure you bring yourself back down. Make sure you put your bubble of white light around you. And we're going to disconnect your energy from the spirit world. So when you finish sharing, put your bubble of white light around you. And we're going to disconnect your energy and bring yourself back down to earth. To disconnect my energy, I like to do a crisscross. So do a crisscross. Say, I'm disconnecting my energy. I've got my own bubble of white light. I'm completely protected and grounded. Okay. Was that good? Was your partner amazing? Okay, who wants to say their partner was amazing? Put your hand up if they came up with some stuff. Yay! Wow. Okay. Stretch if you need to. We're now going to we're going to reverse the roles. So if you need to get up and shake the energy off, you can. Make sure you've disconnected. And now, whoever was the psychic, you're going to get to be the client. All right, give your item back. Give your Rolex watch back. And get an item from them. Did the item help? Did the item help you? Some people like that because holding that item helps them to tune into that person. And some people, it doesn't really make a difference. So I was just showing you that to see if that's a tool that you like. And I think this one over here, that tool that you got, the item that you got was something from the person that came through. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, we're ready? All right, so now we're going to do the other role. So the person who's a psychic now, you're going to relax. And the one who's going to be the psychic now, you're going to work with me a little bit. So you're holding that item from that person if it helps you to connect into their energy. Okay, shh. All right, psychics. Put a bubble of white light all around you. We'll make sure that we're a bubble of white light. Shh, darling. Okay, psychics. Put your bubble of white light all around you. Make sure you're completely protected. You're in your own bubble of white light. And then we're going to call in our energy in a quicker way. So you're going to think, first of all, think about that loved one of yours. Thinking about them coming into your energy field and being with you, helping them to connect into that realm. And then we're going to raise your energy. So you're going to take some deep breaths. Shh. So we're going to take some deep breaths and raise your vibration. So as you inhale, you see yourself, you see your vibration getting higher and lighter. Raising your vibration. And clients, just keep your eyes closed and you may experience some of what's coming through. So it's nice just to relax, see what's coming through. So the psychic, raise your vibration, get your energy higher and higher, higher and higher. You're calling in your guides, you're calling in your main guide. And then what we're going to do is we're going to either, if you've done Reiki or if not, we're going to tap it in. We're going to ask to connect in spirit. So you're going to say, tap 3 times on your crown, 3 times on your left hand, 3 times on your right hand. We're asking to connect into the spirit world. And then we're going to invite, if there's any loved ones for your client to come in. So we're just going to say, invite any loved ones, anybody who wants to show up for your client. You're going to invite them to come in. It'll be one person at a time. So let's ask that one person to come in. You may feel that person come in on your right. You may feel as they come in and they connect, you may feel that energy connection. So just visualize that person is coming in. You may want to see them, maybe in your mind's eye. It feels like you're making up. Imagine what that person looks like. What do they physically look like? Are you being shown a specific part of that person, their body, something that's unique about that person? Are you being shown that? Feel it. Now ask them, do they have a message for your client? Do they have the message for your client? Yeah, and then just ask it quietly for now. Just say it in your mind. A message for my client, and just see what's the first thing that comes back to mind. It's like something pops into your head. It's like a thought or your imagination or a feeling. Okay, and then you're going to ask also for your, don't share right now, let's just do it quietly. And then you're going to ask for your guide to come through and ask your guide to talk to you on more practical matters. What does this client need to know right now? What's the message I could give this client to help them in their day-to-day life right now? What's the message I could give them? And see what kind of message you get. Now, we're going to do that, trying to hold that energy while we're also sharing with our client. It's two different energies, so it's a little difficult to do back and forth. But go ahead and quietly share with your client. Go ahead and share what you got, if you saw a loved one, what they looked like, and did you get a message from your guides for them. So go ahead and share with your client. Okay, finish up, and then make sure that you ground yourself and disconnect your energy. So those that are the psychics, make sure you disconnect your energy. I like to do a crisscross. You really just the intention of telling your guides, I'm done. I'm not energetically connected. I'm not taking on any of their stuff. Make sure you got your own bubble of white light. You're completely protected and grounded. Okay, how did your partner do? How did the psychics do? Yeah, can I get some yay for your partner? It's quite mind-blowing, isn't it? The things that you get. Okay. Did you notice a big difference between when you're at rest and when you're activated? Who noticed a big difference? Okay, so hopefully that really helps. Okay, shh. So hopefully that really helps, but it is important that you're not in that higher vibrational state all the time. I know it's more difficult when you're trying to connect with your own loved ones because you're questioning it. You're like, well, is this really my loved one that's coming through? So it's nice when you can have a friend or a professional that gives you a reading and gives you that validation. But when your loved ones come through, when you're half awake, half asleep, you're in that higher vibration. When you're kind of out taking a walk and thinking about your loved ones and you're in that relaxed state and you're not trying, that is when you're naturally in that higher vibration. So that is when your loved ones are going to come through. But if you have a question, you're having a difficulty with whatever it is, with your job, with your relationship, whatever it is, we have guides, and that is the way to tap into them and to ask them. So to do that, bringing yourself into that higher state of vibration, where you can ask these questions. And a lot of time, if you're clairaudient, it's going to come like a message. And the only reason you're not going to do it is you just don't believe it. You just keep thinking, well, it's my imagination. It's because you're clairaudient. All right, now I do have a couple of little tricks. You want to learn some little tricks? Okay, so I have a couple of pieces here, and I'll show you your energy field. Who wants to come and volunteer? Volunteer. Okay, I'll take this lady here at the front. Okay, yeah. And I'm picking you because you are very clairvoyant, right? So do you realize that you see things, or you used to see things when you were younger, but you're not maybe as sure now?
Well, I see auras. Yeah, I just see light around people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're seeing it. You're seeing it with colors. But when you were younger, you actually used to see, and I don't know if you remember a lot of it. I think people used to, especially grandparents, used to stop you from doing that.
Don't know.
Actually, past life stuff. Also, when you develop your third eye, it helps your eyesight as well, right? So your third eye is pretty strong, but I'm going to show you a couple of other little tricks. Now, you can't really do this on yourself. It's too hard to put your pendulum on yourself, but that is your energy field coming through. Very, very strong, right? So this is because you just activated. When you have not been doing this work and you're more grounded, you're not going to see as much energy like that, right? This is your third eye. It's spinning in a different direction, which is fine. It is spinning, which is good. So you've opened up today, but you could be much stronger, right? So I got a couple of things for you. So I work with crystals a lot. That's why you see me wearing crystals all the time, and it is kind of cheating. So how do you get your third eye to open up? Well, the more meditation, the more of this work you do, the more powerful it's going to get. So if you go to a meditation retreat, or you sit on a mountain in the Himalayas for a month, you're going to be very, very psychic. It's much more difficult when you're doing a job and then, you're going from running a business to coming back and you've got 5 minutes to be psychic. It's much more difficult to do it, right? So I love crystals because they're a cheat kind of thing. Here is a blue crystal. The blue, deep blue like this, is the color of your third eye. So any deep blue crystal is going to open up that third eye. This one also is the way it's cut. Dr. Vogel, Dr. Vogel, is going to open up that third eye. It actually spun the other direction, right? It was spinning a different direction before, right? So I'll just see if it's a little bit stronger. You take it away. Did it go a different direction again? Yeah, so that's her third eye. Pretty open, it's not too bad, but you saw how it powered up when she put that. But as soon as I took it away, it stopped working. If she was to wear that constantly for a few weeks, then she could take it away. This is another thing I have. It's called third eye free. So what we do is we cloud our third eye with different chemicals, fluorides and different chemicals actually go onto our third eye and create a film, right? So I'm going to just also put a little bit of this third eye. So this is essential oils. This is another way of opening up your third eye. And again, that would be something that should give you a quick fix. And if you were to do that often, would help to remove that completely. So that opened her up too. It doesn't really matter which way the chakra rotates, but it is spinning it the clockwise direction, but it's not quite as strong as a crystal, right? How about both together? Do you feel anything? Does it feel tingly? Do you feel anything when I do this to you?
I feel the buzz.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you see anything? Do you see any auras? Because you see auras. Yeah, what colors are you seeing? Okay, now I want you just to, in your mind, just think about calling in your guides. Think about what we did, taking a deep breath, raising your vibration. There we go. And then think about going into those higher realms. Okay, going into those higher realms, connecting with your spirit guide, asking your loved ones to come in. Okay, and then bring yourself back down. Lower your energy. Thank you. What a perfect example. Thank you, darling. Okay, give me another volunteer. Lady on the end here. Now, we all have stuff. Who doesn't have any problems, any blocks, any stuff? Who doesn't have any stuff? Right? We all have stuff. But some people take on other people's stuff, and this is what she does. Right? So you take on, everybody comes to you, oh gosh, I have this problem. I want to tell you about my problem, and I feel so much better when I talk to you because I give you all my stuff, right? So she has to be particularly careful. And so what happens with her is when she's doing this psychic stuff, it's attacking right here in the solar plexus, which is our clairsentience. She's using our clairsentience, but we've got to be careful and protect that because it can be too much, too strong. All right, so that is your solar plexus. Now, that's pretty shut down right now. It's probably when you were being psychic, it was probably more open. Oh, it's moving a little bit. But no, that's your security mechanism. Like, I got to be careful because I'm very, very sensitive. I'm going to give you a Dr. Vogel cut. It's also clear quartz, and this is just a clearing crystal. Clear off anybody else's stuff that's not yours. And let's just hold that in your energy field, but hold it away a little bit so I can anywhere in your energy field is good. And let's see. So this is protection. It's actually angel aura, so we've got angel protection over your solar plexus. Okay, so it can be open because it feels protected, and it just happens to be anti-clockwise or counterclockwise, you guys call it. Right, so that's nice and open. Right, now I want you to raise your vibrational energy just like we did. I want you to imagine taking a deep breath, going up there into the spirit realms, calling in your loved one to help you. Okay, go up there higher, take a deep breath, raise your vibration. I want you to go higher. Now I want you to call in somebody in your life, somebody that you love, one of your loved ones, ask them to come in. Come on, bring somebody in. Bring somebody in. Let's see it. Bring somebody in. Okay, feel it. Feel them coming in. Really feel them coming in. Okay, you feel them strong. Feel the love. Feel the love. Go ahead and feel the love. Feel how much they love you. Feel like you love them. Feel that connection. Okay, are you feeling that connection? Okay, now bring that energy down. Coming back down again. Lowering our vibration. Coming back down to earth. Okay, thank you. Did you see that? You see a difference? Your chakra was opening, we could see it. We could see it rotating. Thank you, darling. And I'm going to get one more, and then we're going to do the free stuff. Okay, right. I need this lady over here. Yes, you. So this lady is a good example of clairaudience, right? She's got everything, but you're pretty left-brained. Right? Now, the only thing is, you don't often speak up. Is that true? Right? You have a hard time expressing yourself. So Spirit's very happy that you're up here being a volunteer, very brave of you, right? This is her throat chakra. This is where she connects through clairaudience. See her throat chakra? Right? Shut down right now. She's a little afraid of sharing. So this affects you in your relationships, in work, in life, right? That makes sense? I'm going to give you a turquoise stone. Larimar is a great natural one. This is a turquoise stone from Tibet. So it's pretty powerful. So let's see if that opens that up. Okay, that's your throat chakra now moving. Okay, now close your eyes. I want you to do what we did. Just bring in your energy. Take a deep breath. Raise your vibration. Bring in your energy. Get yourself higher and higher. Get yourself into that spirit realm. So take your energy up. Take yourself higher and higher. And now I want you to think about a person in spirit coming through. Coming through on your left for you. Okay, so this is a male figure coming through. Can you see them? Okay, take a deep breath. Raise your vibration. Connect in with them. And I want you to hear what they say to you. What would you say to them? Hear what they're saying. It comes like a thought in your mind. Okay, can you get a message from them? Ask if we can have a message from them. Okay, they're talking to you. Can you hear them? Okay, do they have a message for you? Ask them a question. Do they have a message for you? Can you hear them? Can you get a message? Okay, there you go. There you go. Just in your mind, it feels like your imagination. Okay, wonderful. Now bring back your energy. Lower your vibration till you come back down to earth. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Did you experience that? She wants to cry. Yeah. Who did you experience there?
My son's father who passed away. Yeah.
And did he give you a message?
No, he was quiet. Didn't say anything.
Okay. So he's like you, right? Okay. So, but you do get messages from him, right? Yes. And sometimes.
In my dream all the time. Yeah.
Okay, lovely. Thank you. Okay, I want to give away some free stuff, so pass your index cards down to the middle, and let's have maybe Dean collect them up. So pass all your things down at the end. You should have a name and an email so that I can give you some free stuff. And on the card, whatever it is you want me to work on tonight, there's an intention. And then would my lovely psychic daughter like to help me pick some winners? This is my daughter, Sydney, who just got enrolled in the talent competition today. She has grown up being psychic with me. She's a little manifester. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pick some of these index cards. We're going to pick some winners. And then I'm going to give away some books. If you want to pass me the books, just pass me all of them. All right, so the first book I'm going to give away is... my psychic book. Okay, this one's actually not published, so I have it, but you can't actually get it online. Freaky Life Moments. It's about my journey to becoming a psychic and all the weird things that happen. And I hope to show you that we're all psychic. We just have maybe different gifts and different ways of tapping into it. But we all have these experiences that happen to us, and we go, oh, that's kind of weird, that's kind of weird. And then we don't realize that all together it is really our psychic ability. So that is going to go to Gori, come on up. Congratulations. And you are developing your psychic abilities. That's why you're getting that. And then we're going to do the gift. I'm going to be talking this afternoon. I think 6 o'clock. I'm doing healing, about magnetic healing. And the gift goes to... The gift is about the psychic surgeons in the Philippines, which I'm going to share this afternoon how to do that. And that goes to... Angel, come on up, Angel. Come on up, Angel. Come on. Dean, hold this for Angel. Next one is Pets one. So we're going to pull a winner for the pets. Who has a pet at home? We can talk to our pets. We go to the same place. I'll give you more instructions on how to talk to your animals. They're very psychic. They're our little teachers. And that one goes to... Zewditu. Congratulations. I'm being told we have to go right now, so I have a booth which is out there. If you want to come, you want to ask me questions, and I have everybody's email. So would you guys like to get a free book? Then I'm going to send you all a copy of my book, Freaky Life Moments, on how to be psychic. So thank you, guys, and I will see you at 6 o'clock if you're coming. We're going to work on spiritual healing, psychic healing. Thank you, guys.